Hi guys, Farmer Bob here, man. Welcome back to my channel. Great to be back with another video as always. Wonderful, man, wonderful. Great guys, so in this video today, if you've watched my previous video on how to convert a map, you would have followed that we did this map, Pilgrim's Rest in South Africa. It's a South African map that I've made for fs22. Actually, it was made for fs19 and then converted to 22, and now it is going into 25. Reason why I chose this is it's a small map. There's not a lot of stuff in it, and it will be a very nice project to help you guys along and convert a map with me, and then the whole process is explained, you know. So this will be the second episode, and in this episode we're going to do two things. First, we're going to look at the fields. First we're going to look at the sound, because the sound is easy to fix, and every map that's converted will have sound problems, especially one with custom sound in the map. You know, if your map has a dollar data in front of the sound line in the map XML, then you don't have to worry about this, you know, then all is fine. Then you don't have custom sound. But if your sound is redirected to your map directory, then it means you're going to definitely have problems and have to fix that. That's an easy fix. I'll quickly show you how to do that. And then we're going to look at the fields, see if the fields are working. Now, let's have a tackle at the sound, but before we do that, a warm welcome to you. If this is your first time on my channel, a warm welcome. I really appreciate you watching, and thank you for jumping onto my channel. Do subscribe and do like. I really appreciate, and do share. It does help my channel grow. But thanks, guys. Anyway, and a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. Obviously, you guys are awesome. Does help me a lot to have some Patreon support. It really helps a lot. Thanks so much. Anyways, let's get stuck in, guys. So the sound, the first thing you want to do is check your map.xml. Now I'll quickly show you how the sound works. This map XML here, if we open that up, Control F, and just quickly type in sound, you'll see there. Now the sound XML pulls in the sound i3D. So here you can see it's maps in my map. So if there's a dollar data here and a lot of stuff, then you know, okay, you don't have custom sound. But if you have this, then you know, oops, I have custom sound. Now what custom sound is you normally just take a in-game map sound setup and pull it into your map and then edit it. And that's what we're going to quickly do, just to show you how to do that. All right, so first of all, this sound XML, as well as the sound i3D and its shapefile, we need to replace in our map. So we're going to grab any of the in-game maps. I'm not really fussed. All the sounds, well, obviously there's different sounds in the maps, but I'm just going to grab the US map. So we're going to go Farming Simulator 25, data, maps, and then map US. And you'll find in here map sounds. There it is. All the things you need. Just grab all three of them. Control C, go into your map directory. You'll see there's my sound XML, the sounds and the shape. So that three, we're going to just override them. It's only got two. Why only two? Which one is not? Let me just cancel this and quickly verify. Let me verify. So sounds and sounds and sound. So here we go. Sounds. Okay, so their XML in fs25 now suddenly has an S to it. They love to do this, even on the farmlands, which we're going to get to a bit later. Suddenly now there's an S to farmlands. It used to be farmlands, now it's farmlands. And it creates terrible errors, and they've done it, and in the conversion process they don't fix it. That's what's so amazing. Okay, anyway, so we know where the problem is. We copy that, come here, paste it, overwrite these like that, and then we just delete the one without the S. Alright, so now we have all three, sounds, sounds, and sounds. Okay, wonderful. Great, back into the map. So what we want to do now, obviously we need to fix quickly before I forget. We have to fix this as well. Put an S there for them. They love the S's, these Germans. So let's give them their S, you know. So yeah, and then in here, what you do then is import that sound i3D, which will be Pilgrims. Just excuse the dogs outside. Sounds.i3D, there you go. And then the very first thing is we want to zoom out a bit, but my nav speed here is only 1, so we want to just drop that up to about 70 or 80, so we can really fly, you know. So there you go, that's better. That's much better. Now I can see. So here you will see all the white things. If you right click in your map like that, you can go to show, and if your audio sources is not enabled, just drop that ticket like that, and then all the red little blobs and things will be all the sounds. That's your audio speakers, you can say. If you look at in here, you will have environment sounds. There's boats, docks, faunas and rivers and everything that you can think of. So all you want to do is open that and then find the sound note, and you'll see some of them, like the river, has got a spline. So you can drop this now, spline over my river, just go from start to end like with your normal, and put this over the river. So it's very handy. And isn't it amazing? It almost follows my river. Can you believe this? This is amazing. Wow. I can so I just need to reroute all the nodes just over my river and get it there. And then the sound node, obviously this one will be connected to that spline. So wherever you are close to the river, that will run that, you know. And all the other ones I can obviously delete because I'm not going to use them. And then river 10, so we're not done with the river. And then the fauna, that is your birds and stuff. So there's a hawk here somewhere. You can look at that. So this hawk sound is at that location, so you can reroute that to where you want the hawk sound. Now my map starts here at the main farm, and I'm going to control B it to be somewhere maybe close to the main farm. I'll put the hawk sound there. You see there's the little sound box for it. It's a little speaker box. That means the hawk sound is going to be here. And now what normally happens, what's interesting, sorry for that, I've got now suddenly a thing in my throat. So if you click on that, go to audio here, you've got some environment settings here for it. There's probabilities, frequency, duration. I just want to open this wider so we can have a look at these. Great, you see, so that is all the hawk sounds, silence, tree, screams, freedom. So it's got 5 sounds to the hawk sound, and it will pick one of these and it will run for those many seconds. So you can do some adjustments on it. Range, you can set the range, how far it needs to go, and that is all. What this is a what do you call it, a radius around this thing, this little box. All right, so, and then also if it's a loop sound, like something that you want always to run 24/7, you click on loop, so it will start and end, start and end, start and end, you know. But this one here is by trigger. I just want to see if there's anything we can see. I remember in the old sound setup there used to be a sort of a thing for a trigger, you know. Let me just see when you come close to it. I think that's probably in the default script these days. I don't think it's something that you can need to worry about. Color, random, medium, priority, medium. Yeah, there's some nice settings here that you can fiddle with. But anyway, so that is how you do. And once you've done your sound all over the map, placed it everywhere, every little thing on the sound setup, you go back to let me just see, is it now just the audio group? Is that what it is called these days? It used to be sound, I think. Let me just open this on its own, just to make sure. If you open it on its own, you can't see where the stuff is. Yeah, it's audio group. All right. So it's best to import it into your map so you can place it wherever you want it. And what you will find is the actual transform group must always be 0. Don't ever change this for the audio group. You just change the stuff on the inside. So once you've done all of that, you take that, go File, Export Selection, because now it's in your map. You don't have to go with File. So you just go Export Selection like that, and then you select your map sounds, that one there, and you click Save and Replace, and that's it. All done and dusted. Now you've got the custom sound setup, and then you delete this sound transform, and you can save your map. We haven't really made any changes to the map, so no real need to save it, but yeah, that is then working. What I want to do now is just close the map without saving, because the changes we've made is in here, and then let's quickly run this map in Farming Simulator, and then we can have a look at whether or not the sound is working. That will be wonderful, just for a test. And I also want to then jump over to the farmland while we're in game, and then just check, because what I want to show you is that farmland most of the times does not work when you have converted the map. It does look like it's working, but I've done one or two other maps for guys just to help them along, just for the fun of it. Just converted for them and just got it working in game so that they can work from there, Unfortunately, I don't have time to do that for everyone, but yeah, I've helped two guys so far, and I don't think I'll do any more because I just don't have time, guys. But while I had that done, I saw most of the time the fields don't work, so that's why I decided to make a thing of how to fix your fields and the farmland, because now in fs22 we used to have fields and farmland, two separate things. Now it's one thing. Each field is actually a farmland, so that is basically now what has changed. So in here we want to go to Pilgrims, no, and then continue, deselect all the moddies. I still haven't gotten rid of most of them, and select that too and start. Right, so here we are in game. Let's have a look quick, confirm this boykie here, and now F12, just going to quickly put up some super speed so we can run fast. So standing here, we should hear a walk now and then. And that is supposed to run. So if I press F5, I should see the little box for it. What is that? F5 again. There it is. What's that? A tree? No, that's other stuff. I don't see my sound. I haven't really played with these things in fs25 yet, but yeah, it's a learning curve for us also. Let's just have a look. Did it even load? Let's have a look if it loaded the sound XML. Did I even save that XML file? I hope so. The map sounds.xml. Yes, I did save it. So, ooh, I forgot, guys. Don't forget this. You have to edit the sound XML, because now what happens is, let me just redo this. Exit this. Okay, so what happens is, I forgot, we have to edit the sound XML to point to the correct i3D now, because remember we copied it from in-game. So total blunder of a error to make. So sounds XML, you'll see here it's pulling the sound i3D, not the one we edited. So what we need to do is just go into our map XML, grab this directory here, there, to Control C, and then just go in here and overwrite this whole piece up here up to sounds, Control V like that, and then save, and then back into game, and now we should have the correct sounds. I was going to say something is the matter. That hawk should appear, and if I press F5, I should at least be able to see my sound little sound thingamabob there, you know, that we've placed there. So yeah, let's get back into game. Right, back into game. So let us jump in there, and then once again, hopefully for the last time, not flight mode, super strength, field options, where is it now? Super speed. There you go, right, and then run there. I think I heard it already when we started, because we're in the range. So if I go F5 now, I placed it here somewhere. I think what I have done is my game, I normally have the ambient sound so low, it's possibly that my sound is a bit low. Let me just see if I have, oh, we have to go out, but anyway, trust me, it will definitely work. So while we're in here, let's not worry about the sounds. That is the way you fix your sounds anyway. It will definitely work. Maybe we'll hear it. Of course, we are, I think it was 800 meters or something in range, so we are definitely into the range of the hawk to hear it. Anyway, so let's see, where is that sound things? There you go. Just get rid of all this stuff. There you go. I think it's all gone now. Now, what we want to do is have a look at the fields. So we'll jump over to the field setup. The fields and the farmlands in fs22. As you can see, my fields are displaying, which means that I do have some fields, but it could be that because they are painted on the map, you know, so it doesn't mean that it's actually working. Although my info layers are working, I can see my lime and fertilizer and all that stuff, you see, so it does look like the info layers are working. Hotspots and then farmland. So if I now, it does look like my farmland is actually working. Look at that. Okay, in my map, the farmlands are working like it should. Everything is working as it should. But I'm going to show you how to fix the farmlands anyway, if it's not on your map. Now, I'm going to see if I select these. Yeah, there is some, and strange enough, I wonder how they've done it. So what they've done, I've got farmland 2 here, and farmland 2 is my main farm, and look at that, I have more than one field on it. So you see what I'm saying now. So we still have the farmland setup of fs19 in here, but I only have one field, which is farmland 2, but more than one field. So I want to have a look, and I'll see if that fields are actually showing up. So let us visit this quick. So this one, farmland 2, crop type canola. How does that work? Because now, how does it even work? Crop type wheat. So this actually opens the door for you to have your fs22 setup. This is something I didn't know, guys. So we are discovering some new interesting things. So it looks like you can, if you want, go back to the fs22 farmland setup by the looks of it. Because now we have one farmland with many fields. And that was something that really bothered me, you know, because look at this is out and it is ready to harvest. We have only one farmland here, but a few fields. And in my previous videos when I said farmland is broken in fs22, this is exactly what I meant. I have one farm here, farm 2, with many fields on it. That is how anything in life works. You have a farm with many fields. Now in fs22, you cannot have this setup anymore. You have one farm with many farmlands, but you have to buy each individual field as a farm. That's how it works in fs22. So it just boggled my mind when this whole thing started, you know. So this is great, awesome news, guys. So yeah, I love that it is working like this. So that is to me news as well, very big news, because I was always puzzled, because I've tried. In fs22 you cannot have more than one field on a farm anymore. It is one field, one farm, that's it. You can change the farmland of the field to be bigger, but you cannot place another field in there. It gives you errors. That's what I mean, like this. You can't have it like this. You can have a big farmland with a tiny field in it, no problem, but there can't be another field in fs22 unless you have the old fs22 setup. So what am I on about? Let me quickly take you into the map, and then I'll show you what I'm on about, and how to sort yours if you have farmland errors. So that is something that we haven't checked. So let us just open our log. As far as, yes, we want to reload it because we want the latest log. If you don't know how to get the log, it is in your documents, My Games Farming Simulator 25 directory. There's a file called log.txt. That is your game log. So any error that's in your map will come up here. So what I normally do when I run a map like this is I run the map once in game, and then I come to the log, or I close the game and then exit the game, then come to the log and then work through my whole error list once. Or if I want to fix a particular error, I'll fix that error, go back in, do the same thing, and then you can sort of figure out the errors. Okay, so what we want to do is go and type in here farmland, just to see if we have farmland errors. Alright, so if you don't find any error regarding farmland, you know that your farmland is working fine. So perfect. I'm very intrigued, guys. We are intrigued that everything is working fine. But I've helped two guys with converting maps, and both occasions the farmland did not convert correctly and there was errors. So I had to fix that errors for the map to work properly. So if you go into your map and you can't select your farmland and you can't see your fields like we've done just now, you know that you have farm, and you come to the log and you got farmland errors, like error, what, farmland this and farmland that, or warnings, farmland this and farmland that, then you know you've got a problem. So how to fix that? You have now two options, and I would suggest look at the problems and sort them accordingly. So I would, if your map was set up like mine in fs22 with large farms or farms with many fields on it, I think that is going to be the problem, where something did not convert correctly. So now I am really intrigued, guys, just to figure out how this farmland was set up. So let us quickly have a look at how the farmland was set up then. So XML, Control F, farmland is an info layer, so it won't be in our map XML. It will be in our i3D, in our map i3D. So right click there, edit that, and let's quickly have a look at farmland. So we have our info layer, data info layer, farmland. Now notice the farmland in fs25 now. It is farmlands. Okay, so yeah, it is definitely still doing it's still using the fs22 farmlands. All right, and if you go to the actual info layer, it's calling here, which is in data, info layer farmlands. There it is, farmland. You see, it's not got the S. All right, and in fs25 it has the S. If you don't believe me, check. I'm just going to delete this backup one I've got here. So to verify, I'm going to quickly show you map US. Look at that. There's the info layers for map US in fs25. Info layer farmlands. You see, there's the little S. So that distinguishes fs22 and fs25 with the S. And if you look into your farmlands.xml of your map, let's quickly open that up. Have I got it here? There it is. It is spelled farmland here by my map, but when you open it, you'll see once again, obviously it needs to have farmland. And then when we go into our i3D for the map, Pilgrim's Rest, and we search the actual info layer, here it is, you'll see it's now farmlands. Okay, so very interesting. Whereas in fs22, if you take your original map in fs22, you will see it is farmland. So let's go to, I'm going to make a new tab for fs22. Go into data, maps, and then map US, right click and select and then edit. So this i3D is now fs22, and let's just open map US again in here, map US for fs25, and edit that too. So we have all the examples here, so we can see what the difference is now and why my map is working. You see, I've realized the big problem. I'll show you now when we're in the map. Let's not go off track now. So go farmland. Here is fs22. You can see no S, and then again at the info layer, no S. You see, so that distinguishes the script, recognizes that this is fs22. So in fs25 we have the S, and then at the info layer we have the S. You see, so that tells us that is where the script makes a distinction. But now we've converted the Pilgrim's map, which is this one here, Pilgrim's Rest, and that has the fs25 S with it. So it uses that for the info layer, but it still uses the old setup. If I go to my farmlands, this is Pilgrim's Rest farmland, you see farmland.grle. So it didn't convert to GRE for farmland, it left it alone. And that is now another question. Did it change the size of it? Because I know some info layers has changed size again. I don't think we need to go into that in this video, but because I didn't have any farmland errors in the log, it means that there was probably no error concerning the size as well, because it will tell you that the info layer farmland is a wrong size compared to the other info layers if there was a problem with it. So they converted it but left it alone as fs22 format. That is why my farmland is working. Good. So should you want to I'm going to have to use another map as an example to show you how to fix the farmland, because I don't want to mess up my map now, because my map is working. You know, this one here, the Pilgrim's Rest map farmlands, is working, and it is fine, because now I've got a way to set my maps up. I like having maps with one farmland and a few fields on it, not just one field and one farmland, you know. So I will be doing that for sure on all my maps now that I know how it can be done. So we found the way how to be done. Just do it the same as fs22. So you set up your fields. So let's go into the map actually. Edit, no, we want to open this time, and in 10.04. So what you would do then is just use your fs22 way of setting up your fields. And I wonder if the scripts has changed now, or the attributes. So let's probably going to have a look at that quick to get the correct info out there. So I'm going to open this one as well. So this is fs22. So open both maps. Okay, this is going to take a few seconds to load. So what we want to do now is just compare the field setup in the converted map to the farmland or the field setup in fs25, the correct or the way fs25 works. Because there's a reason why my fields are now working and some do not work, and I'll show you now what I'm on about. I'm going to definitely take off my audio sources again, because otherwise we're going to have like tons of stuff around. So in gameplay normally is where your fields are hosted. In here you'll have user attributes, and there's one script for your field, and then per field you have field angle, and these things are pretty standard attributes for any field. Alright, but here you can see I still got field dimensions, which is not in fs25 anymore, because this is got all the corners and stuff like in fs22. So that is very interesting, guys. So that is how they've got it there. So let's go here on this side. So this one is loading. Go into gameplay, fields, and I want to show you now the scripts, user attributes. So it's field util, still the same script running the fields. This script tells the game that this folder is the fields folder. That's what that script runs. It runs the setup for the fields. That's how it works. So same script, and then per field you can see we've got way more attributes. Mission only grass, mission allowed. So there are some more scripts, but it also now depends on how I've set up my map, because my maps are normally field 01, there it is. I don't have the field grass mission things on my field, so mostly I don't. Let me just run through them here. Quickly have a look here. I haven't got any field grass missions. There is you can use that attribute to only run field grass missions. There it is, mission only grass. It's now called mission only grass, so you're going to have to add that script to your field if you want the NPC to only plant grass there on that field. So if you want to keep a field grass, you need to run that mission only grass. And to figure out how that is, you're going into the fs25 there. What was that called now? Mission only grass. So we search for, in the fs25, mission only grass. Okay, there it is. So there's your attribute, and here you can see it's a type Boolean. So you create it with a Boolean type of script. All right, so it's mission only grass type Boolean. All right, so if you in your map, like in here, and you want to add, say, field 25, let me just go to field 25, field dimensions, press F there. That can't be field 25, is it? Could it be field dimensions, corner 1, where's that F? There it is. Okay, so this is field 25. I'm going to say, yeah, in fs22 I used to leave all my field nodes at 0. So if you open the transform, I'm talking trash. I don't know why this is not at 0, but it should have been at 0. But anyway, normally I've left it there. But anyway, well, I want to get to the user attributes for that. So if you want to add it then, so you will need to add a mission only grass. So you double click, copy that, all right, go into your actual field like there, and say create here, Control V, and make sure you've got Boolean selected here, because remember now we said it's a Boolean. Here, if you look there, it says Boolean. it's not a string, it's not a script callback. There's another one, so leave it there, and then go back in here, and then we click add, and there it is, mission only grass. So if you tick that now, this field 25 will only be planted grass by the NPC. So now currently it's got that, so when you load it in game, the NPC will put grass here for you. All right. If it doesn't, you start the game in start from scratch mode and save it, and then grab all your info layers from the save game, overwrite the ones in your data folder, and you'll be fine. Then all the things will be not only the info layers, the GDMs as well, all the GDMs, so your fruit file, the ground file, all those density files, the GDM files. So just copy them in, and then everything will be fine. Great. So that is how you add the script there. So guys, we have really got some great news then there for fields. I'm really amazed. So you can leave your old fs22 field setup. If what it tells me then, guys, is if your fields did not convert correctly, then you can take this field transform and export it. That's something to test though. I haven't tested this theory, but in my mind, everything in here is still fs22. So you'll take this field setup and go File, Export Selection with Files. All right, this is now in fs22 map, not your fs25 map. So you go back to the original. So you want the original in here. All right, so you delete these fields in your fs25 map if you didn't convert correctly, and then you go back to your original map, export the field into this map, the new map, export it. So you right click, you select it, go File, Export with Files, go into your new map here, and just save it anywhere. It doesn't matter, you're going to delete it anyway. Call it fields like that, like so, and click Save. And then you go, do you want the parent directory structure? You can say no to that and yes to the next question. So no to that and yes to the next question. And then what happens is I'm not going to exit. You should now have in your directory, there it is, fields. You see? So what you'll do then is you will delete this fields and then go File. Let me just close all of this. You can delete the original, or not the original, but the one in your converted map, because that is now messed up with the converters. So then you go File, Import, and you go to Fields. Make sure it's in the new map where you've exported it to. Go Fields, and it will pull it into your map, and there you go. That's your original fs22 stuff. Then drop that into your gameplay where the field folder was, and then you should have a working fs22 field setup inside of fs25, because mine is working perfect. I didn't have any issues there. All the info layers are working. But one thing I noticed, if your field setup, the reason why fields crash in fs25, or the field conversion crash, I want to show you what I expect what the problem is. So if I select the field, scripts, script map, I want to just see if they still have. They don't have that old script anymore. So you're going to have to fix your fields in fs22 first if you've done your field setup incorrectly, if you want it to convert properly. But I'm sure it will work perfectly fine in fs25 now with the normal fs22 fields. But what happens is the guys take the field dimensions and then their corners. If I can quickly just F here, take this one for instance. I can't show you now because I'm in the fs25 map, but what happens is they take the corners and they place, you need to always have two corners on the edge of your field for it to work in FS25. I mean the conversion to work. And then the third one normally will be anywhere in the field. All right. So that one there is just somewhere on the edge. So it doesn't really matter. But I've seen a lot of guys, they put one corner, there's a gap here in the middle of the field, and then instead of rearranging or putting another setup over that, they put the start corner 1 and corner 2, they put in the middle of the field, and that is what's causing the problems when they convert. I've seen that in both those maps I've converted. The corners are not on the edge. Corner 1 and corner 2 always have to be on the edge of your field in FS22. So if yours in FS22 is not like that, you'll need to fix those that are in the middle of your field before you can convert it. But if you want the FS22 setup, just copy that like I've done now, showed you now, bring it in straight from FS22, and then it should work. Your FS22 field should work, because mine is working. Although it's FS25, so my field and farmland setup is working perfectly in FS25. Great, guys. So I hope that has been really interesting. That has been really interesting. I've learned something new today with you while exploring the farmlands. It was a total surprise. I didn't expect my field setup to work properly. But yet it is. It's converted it correctly because my fields were done correctly in FS22. So my fields converted perfectly into FS25, though they left it as FS22. I hope I make sense. So if your fields were done wrongly in FS22, they won't convert like mine. They will be messed up. There will be nodes all over the place, and they're going to try, and that's probably where the problem is. Or if you have any farmland errors in your map in FS22, and that was also the case of both those conversions. They had farmland errors in FS22. So if there's any farmland errors in FS22, your farmland and fields will not convert over to FS25. So those you need to fix first before you try and convert your map, if I can put it that way. So sort out your farmland, because you're going to have to fix it either in FS25 or FS22. So fix it that side first, and then come this way. But it's actually much easier, to be honest, to fix it here in FS25, because farmlands and fields, but you're going to lose that farm setup like I showed you now, one farm with many fields. You're going to lose that if you do fix it in FS25. But if you want it fixed in FS22, save the map and then convert the map, then it will be definitely working like mine is working fine in FS25. So I'm going to close here, not save, because I've done some weird stuff in there. Wonderful. Great. So what I'm on about, guys, I wonder if I can open my, do I still have any of those maps that I've converted for this, guys? Let me have a look quick in my downloads, possibly. Quickly have a look here. There's FS22 Black River. You see this one here, FS22 Black River. I've converted this, and this was the one that had all the farmland issues. So I can probably use this to show you quickly. This now is FS22. So if we go in here, in 906, I'll quickly show you what I meant by the fields are not set up correctly. And while that is loading, I have got this still open. I can close this. We're done with this field or farmland 25 one. And while we are waiting for that to open, I can quickly do this and also open that in a new window. Make that smaller, put it there, and then we go to map stuff, and then GRLE converter like that, and then we go into this map here, map FR, find its data folder, there it is, grab the farmland info layer. There it is. Note again, it is the fs22 one. Convert it quick. Let's have a browse. Any key to continue. Press F5. We should have it there. Info layer. Why is it not there? It's date modified. That's why we want it as type. So there is. Leave it as date modified, then we'll probably find it right on top. There it is, farmland.png. So I want to have a quick look at this farmland, just to have a quick browse. You see here at the edges, there's a little pixel there. I can see it there. Now that little pixel there, 10:1, is a pixel that has not been written to farmland. And believe it or not, one pixel like that, just one, guys, and there's another one there, another one there, just one pixel causes a farmland error, and then the conversion will not work. It gives an error and it chucks out the conversion. So I just wanted to have a look at that quick. And now, if we look at this map now, if we go out a little bit, and then come into our farmland, no, our fields. I wanted to have a look at the fields. There was a lot of problems on these fields. That's one corner field, so that will not make a problem. There you go. Here's a field with many corners. All right. So in this now, I can have a look at the script map, and then toggle render field areas. Remember that one. That's the one. Now you can see here, guys, I can quickly show you. You can clearly see the problem. You see this guy, he placed a field dimension in the field, and he's done that many times. Look, there's another one there in the field. He has done this many times on this map, and I had to fix all of these. It was a pain, because now what happens is the moment you do that, the converter throws it out, because now there's stuff here that is somehow their script is not working properly, or it causes an error, and then you have a bunch of nodes. In fs25 we only work with the edge. You only note the edges of your field, and that's it. You have got nothing else to do. It's so simple and so easy, you know, in fs25. And that causes a huge problem when you want to convert that field, you know. So there it is. That is what I was talking about. He has done it many times on this map. I can't really see now, because I've actually, when I converted it, it really chucked a lot of problems on most of these fields. And some of them, like this one, it looks like it's correct. And if I look at this, there's some gaps there. There shouldn't be any gaps. There shouldn't be any gaps. And that's also probably why I had some problems. You should never ever have any gaps in your info layer. Like these gaps, these gaps. These things are not set up correctly. Look at that. There's a point. He took this 1.2 or 0.1 and 0.2. That one he went over into, and then this one is in the middle. That is fine. You have to have two edges, 2 points on the edges, for the map to or the fields to convert properly. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I was talking about, guys. So, farmlands and fields in fs25. You can actually have your fs25 fields in your farmland and fields in fs25. I love it. That's something new to me. I really didn't expect that. Just for a last thing, let's quickly grab this map, Control C, drop it in my fs22 mods folder. Do I not have it here? Doesn't look like it. Control V. I'll just drop it in here. And then let's quickly start up fs22 just to check if there's any farmland errors. I should not have copied it, I should have just moved it. But anyway, let's just wait for it to finish, and then we'll quickly do a check in fs22 to see if there was farmland errors, because yeah, that could really be a problem. So if you want your fs22 farmland and field setup in fs25, make sure you don't have any farmland errors on the map. So I want to have a quick browse just to see. So the same test you can do on your side, which I'm going to do now. There it is. So open your game and like I said, your log is the one that's going to tell you if there's any errors, you know. So yeah, that is where you check. So let's quickly open that map for us. We don't need any mods in it, so we're just going to start the game and quickly run through the whole setup. Continue, and then we can just find that map. Black River, there it is. Oh, man. Don't you just hate that when a map has got dependencies? I mean, it is so frustrating. Let's have a quick look. Dependencies, there it is. Someone just delete it. You can blank them out, but I'm just here for the test, you know, so let's get rid of that for now. We just want to make sure the map works. We don't worry about dependencies now. And that is where we draw the line, guys. We draw the line. Get rid of the dependencies. And that's another thing. If you convert the map and these dependencies, you're going to better make sure those dependencies are sorted as well. And still in fs25, you know. Alright. So here we go. So let's have a quick browse. You can hit the tilde key to see the log here, but at best it's much easier for me to run the map and then just do a close of the game. You don't need to save it. You only save if you want to use the save game stuff in your map, but I want to see if there's any errors on this just straight off the bat, you know, on the farmland. So this should have converted correctly, but it did not. I had to fix all of that fields because of the wrong field setup, or wrong field building technique, you know. Yeah, but it proves, because my Pilgrim's map was perfect, so I could have used that, you know. So yeah, perfectly all right to use it in the map. Good. Almost there, guys. Man, oh man. There's a lot of stuff in this map. It is a crazy map with a lot of stuff. Great. Confirm to dupe. Right, here we go. So if we go now and just exit the game, sorry, there's some aeroplanes going over my word, jet planes and noises and gooders. Great, so here we go. Now we can run into the log of fs22. That we can close up. And then we can go in here into fs22 and find the log there for fs22, and then go into farmland and find. Alright, so this map's farmland had no farmland errors. Perfect. So we know it wasn't a farmland problem, it was just a field setup problem. That's why I only had to fix all the fields, all the edges of the fields, had to redo all the nodes around the edges, and then the map was fine, you know. But if yours have farmland errors here, first fix those if you want to use your fs22 setup in fs25. Otherwise, run the converter and fix the farmland in fs25. So I'll probably have to do another video on that now, because this one is already too long for what we wanted to do, you know. So I'll leave it at that. The sound setup has been done. I'm happy for that. Totally all cool with that. And then we had a very nice look at the fields and farmlands and sorted out a big question. How can you do farmlands in fs25 with multiple fields? You go back to fs22 setup. But you're going to have to do, if you want to do that, you're going to have to do the field setup in fs22 and then import it into fs25. So you can't really do the field setup anymore in fs25 in the editor, because it's impossible. But you can convert it and bring it in and then have it in the fs25 map. So yeah, that is going to be fun trying to do that setup, you know. I wonder, yeah, it is, because there's no way to, I wonder if you could, let's have a quick browse. Now that I think of it, fs25, sorry, not there, it is this one here. Where's my Pilgrim's map? Let's quickly one last time open that. Where is it now? Oh, it is, I'm so used to the new folder setup, it is crazy. Okay, open that for us in 1004 now this time. Can you do the field dimensions and stuff in fs25? That is, you can obviously duplicate the node and then place it definitely, but does it show it? That's what we're going to quickly verify. Does it actually show the new nodes in the field setup? Because the moment you run the field script, it does show the fields. So yeah, interesting. Let's have a quick browse. If it does show the nodes, it might still show the nodes. That would be wonderful. So that means that you can create fields in the old way, in the old setup. So you can just, for instance, import a field setup from one of the in-game maps in fs22, just pull it into your new map of fs25 and carry on as usual, you know. That would be wonderful. So what we want to do once again is go gameplay, fields. Let's take a field, field 01. Grab one of these corners, press F, see where field 01 is. So that's field 1, great. And now, if we now, what is this now? So I still got my sounds. Oh yeah, I didn't save, that's why it's still showing. So what we can do now is grab the script, shared map from fields toolkit, and then debug rendering. Let's see, does it show it? Does it actually show it? Activated field debug rendering. It does not show it. Visibility all. That shows you the little tags for your fields, but because I've got a fs22 field set up here, it obviously will not do, and I can guarantee you I'm probably going to have errors if I validate. It's going to say farmland not found. Let's check that. Validate all fields. Oh, let's go all fields. Yeah, you see. Cannot find field polygon index. That's the fs25 stuff, but yet my fields are working. Alright, so you cannot unfortunately, because I mean I've tried, there's nothing to show because it works with the field little polygons. They call it polygons now, the polygons on the field, you know. So yeah, that is interesting. Okay, but you can still import and do your map or the field layout in fs22 and then import it, you know. So yeah, there's no way that you're going to be able to see these nodes that they cover the whole field. Yeah, you can't do that in fs25. You have to do it in fs22 then. So yeah, it brings you back to back to the thing of do you want your fields to work in fs25 as in fs22, or do you want fs25 field setup? Then you have to convert it and fix it up. All right. Interesting, very interesting. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that's enough for one video. I'll leave it there. It was a lot of information. On the next video, I'll show you how to convert the fields from fs25 from 22 to 25 and fix all the errors according. So I'll find a map that has got errors and we'll fix it together. Alright, so that will be our next video, episode 3 of converting maps. Great, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It was a great honor and a pleasure as always. And do remember to like and subscribe and share, and do support me on Patreon if you can, if it's possible. I do appreciate that so much, guys. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.